What's up, everybody? We're back. Another watch along. You know how it is. We are back. Not sure I got much more to say other than I'm back. We're doing another watch along, as we always do. Tonight, I'm gonna be doing some more character creation, like we did last week like we did last Monday. We didn't do any Friday because I was doing something else on Friday, and I, for the life of me, don't remember what I was doing. I was editing something, I think. I was doing something on stream because I stopped what I was doing to watch the AJ Styles thing, the fake retirement. But we got 3 hours. I know my wife's gonna have dinner ready soon-ish, so I'll be eating dinner as usual on stream. Gonna have some chocolate milk later tonight as well as we do on these streams. But yeah. So I suppose this is also the first time I've been live since everything went down at Elimination Chamber in LS11 Universe. So I suppose I should ask. Wait, hold up. Do I have the microphone? Is this it? This is it. So I suppose I should ask. Oh, you guys didn't see that at all. Hold on. What do you guys want to talk about? Zach, I'll look into what you just said in a second here. But yeah, so Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, Braun Strowman showed up at a. Huh. So it may have. I will I will see if I've got the actual ending to the show and didn't accidentally like delete it real quick. I sure hope I didn't. No, I didn't delete it. I just accidentally put the wrong clip in, so I will handle that here momentarily. Um, I appreciate you catching that, Zach, because now I can actually fix that, and I will just get that re-uploaded tonight. Is what I will do. No, you weren't going crazy. That was Zander put the wrong clip in place, which is unfortunately a fairly common occurrence these days when I record things out of order. I need to, I was trying to work smarter, not harder, and in the end, I just ended up working harder. Hey, Brandon, welcome to the stream, man. We're going to boot up 2K24 here momentarily. I've still got quite a few LSWF characters I've got to make myself here. For those wondering what LSWF characters are made by me that I've got to go through and make, we have still got Tech Nizzle, we have got El Mata, we've got Greg Tree, JJ Gyllenhaal, we've got Mania Zander, who I'll get to eventually. We have got Let's see. Cami Zanzenegger, so that's 6. We've got Gabriella Bennett makes 7. Jade Davidson and Jaden make 8 and 9. Then that is it. So there are 9 characters left for me to make. Not sure if I'll get through all of them tonight. That would require roughly 3 an hour, which is doable. It is doable. It just takes a little bit of work. Every time Liv Morgan talks, I just hear Mila Kunis. And so what my head immediately goes to is, shut up, Meg. But I can also confirm that later this week, on Thursday, we do have LAW back on the channel. All right, let me see here. We're going to open up Steam. And we're going to start my game up here. Let me see if I go to Sanctuary Streams. You can see I edited Elizabeth Bell a little bit yesterday or earlier today. Every time I edit a character, I go through and get new screenshots of them. Zach says Tag versus Yamashita. Don't tease me. I haven't said anything. All I will say there. All right. So I think I showed this off last week, but I'll show it off again this week because I think it's really cool. It's just a mods thing because I don't like the then now forever together that is in the base game. I like the newer one where it's got like a whole galaxy thing going on. Oh geez, they are booing my poor boy Dominic out of the building here. They just hate him because they ain't got his Riz. Man has scored Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. So, oh no, is it going to do the thing it does? Okay, we're good. We're good. So, I don't think I've got any spoilers on here. Yeah, because I did the tournament that's airing. So this Thursday, LAW premieres. We've got the 8-man tournament coming up. We've got, hold on, do I have the tournament bracket? Yeah, so here's the bracket. That's Eliza Blackstone. Here's the tournament bracket that you can expect to see on Thursday. All in one night, it's going down. 8-man tournament. Winner will get corneled at a later date. Adrian Nova versus Blue Payne. Curtis Axel versus KC Navarro. Maven Huffman versus Blake Christian. Heath Slater versus Alexander Blackstone. So yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff coming up, which also means Eliza Blackstone will be appearing on Thursday as well. And I've heard that my dear twin sister has some things to say. So let's see. Let me turn off display capture and let me just put it on game capture. That way, let me test this here. Okay, yeah. Dom, stay strong, my brother. Stay strong. Finn saying bros before Liv Morgan. Byron Cutler says both this year's Money in the Bank ladder matches will feature 7 people. Cool. All right, let's make tech. Okay, so we'll just start probably with just the basic. Dom, stay strong, brother. Stay strong. Let's see. What base do we want to use for tech here? I think this face kind of fits. The default face is what I've always kind of stuck with for him. So what's really funny with Tech Nizzle, who I believe is 6'5". Tech and I have been friends online for, God, 6, 7 years almost. I also just remember I gotta make. I also just remembered I've got to make Tanvir Badal tonight as well. The winner of Money in the Bank, of the Women's Money in the Bank, will have a 2022 type moment. Do you mean by that, Byron? Are you saying that you think the winner of the Women's Money in the Bank is going to once again cash in within 24 hours of winning the briefcase? Because that ain't even a that ain't even a 2022 thing. That's a 2018 through 2022 thing. Io Sky last year was the first woman to hold the briefcase for longer than 24 hours since Carmella, and my whole game just locked up. There we go. I was gonna say I've known Tech for about 6, almost 7 years now, since he and I like met online, and being an underdog winner. Tech and I have known each other for so long is where I'm going with this, and like about 7 months ago now. Um, 6, 7 months ago, right when I first moved, um, the day after I moved into this apartment that I'm in now, my now roommate was moving down here from the state that they're from, and I'm not gonna say what state or what city or anything because I don't want to accidentally you know out where anyone is from or out where anyone lives or family members live. But anyway, they happen to live about an hour and a half from Tech, which was actually on my way back from my now roommate's then house to where I live now. And so Tech and I, back in December, actually finally met in person. It was really cool. I got to go meet him, his wife, and his family. I got to hang out at his house for a couple hours. Went out, we had some lunch. It was really good. Really good times. Tech only lives like 3.5 hours from me now, so. Oh shit, Ludwig just jumping Seamus from behind. Let's see. What do we want to do for Tech this year? So last year, Tech had the purple and black color scheme. Of course, the first year that Tech was around, he had the visor, and then after Zander Mania, he swapped to the mouth covering. Okay, good to know this is still in the game. But after Zander Mania 2023, when he had abandoned the Quizmaster Circus, he went to the face mask, which was in here somewhere. Okay, maybe it's in a different category. I do kind of like the idea of the Batman kind of headgear going on. But at the same time, that just looks too much like a lucha mask for me. I saw the recent Raw on the channel. Yeah, I saw you commented on it. But yeah, I'm glad. I do like this with Tech though. I do think this is really cool. I know he really likes it as well, so we'll stick with it. And Tech's colors are purple. But yeah, Uncle Howdy is back. Rowan is back. Strowman is not back. Strowman's been around for a while, but I want to go for like a silver and purple aesthetic on Tech this year. That doesn't work quite as well. Might needs to be a slightly darker silver. There we go. I'm sitting here saying I met Tech for the first time, completely negating the fact I was at Tech's wedding 2.5 years ago. But we only saw each other for like 30 seconds that day, because if you've never been to a wedding, or if you've never been married, let me tell you, getting married, you are busy that whole day. You have hardly any time to talk with anyone other than like your bridal party, so like groomsmen, bridesmaids, and that is about it because you're making the rounds You're having to go see all the family that's there that have traveled all this way to come see you get married and all that. And you got to go around and see all the friends that are there that came to see you and all that. It is a busy day. Like, I can tell you here now, like, as everyone knows, I got married back in September of last year. That day is such a blur. It was a fantastic day. Like, it will forever be one of the best days of my life. However, that day is such a blur for a lot of it. And like, not because I was drinking. I mean, I was drinking. I think it's pretty obvious I was. But if you know me, you know I was. But no, it was just that like it was such a busy day. Like we were up at like 7 in the morning, getting breakfast taken care of and everything. My wife had to be out the door and gone by like I want to say 10:30 roughly, maybe 10. I don't know. If she comes in here, I'll ask her because I cannot remember for the life of me. She might remember that one a little better. Um, but like she was. Is there no way to change the orange? Oh, that's stupid. Still freaking insane to see TNA being advertised on WWE TV. Thanks for the advice because mine is in June. Mine because next June is mine. Yeah, yeah, you are going to be busy that whole day. You are enjoy the moments to breathe while you've got them during the wedding day because they are fleeting and they are few and they are far between. Um, like just to kind of go back to where I was going with all that, like we are, we're up super early. She's gone by like 10. I am working through nerves like I have never had before at my house. And so I end up recording, funny enough, the LS11 Indies were recorded the day of my wedding, and an episode of WWE Live, the membership series, aired on my wedding day, and that was the first and only time. Um, that was the first and only time I have ever competed in a match in LS11 Universe. Was that day on the main universe, of course. Like you're never gonna see me compete in a main universe outside of WWE Live for like joke stuff like that, where I teamed up with Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano to face Indus and Jinder Mahal, and it was like that was really funny because like that show ends with Kevin Owens stunning me on my wedding day, and like the doctor is on commentary. He's like, he just stunned Zander on his wedding day. And everyone always thought that was going to lead to like a Zander versus Kevin Owens thing, but obviously it never did because I didn't really have any desire to do that. But it was a very funny like a very funny thing to do, in my opinion. I just had a lot of fun doing it. Hey Pierre, we're just talking about weddings and how stressful they are, which I got onto the tangent about because I was talking about how the first time I ever met Tech, who I'm making the LSWF character of right now, was at his wedding 2.5 years ago, but we didn't really get much of a chance to talk because weddings are so damn busy. Um, and so I'm running people through what my wedding day looked like right now with my wife. Um, yeah, yeah, Kevin Owens' wedding gift to me was a stunner, pretty much. It was a fantastic moment, like Pierre said. Like it was meant to just be like, all right, this is some of the funniest stuff you're ever gonna see on this channel. Like it's probably. Do you think I'm not gonna have to? Do you think I'm not good enough to look like you? Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Um, hold on. I think I just got a text. I think I just got a text. Oh shoot. Uh, okay. So my wife has told me dinner is ready. Um, so 2 seconds, everybody. As much as I want to watch Sheamus and Ludwig beat the bloody bells off each other, we'll be right back. Turned. Back to story time with Zander. I've returned. Yeah, AJ may have gone off the deep end today on Raw. Okay, cool. I'm back. So, back to my story. Back to my story. Right, so, wife leaves the house. I stay home while she's going to get her hair and makeup and everything done. I have 2 hours to myself, right? And so I record I record the first LS11 indie show that day, and I upload WWE Live on my way out the door. Uh, and then I show up. I have to be at the venue by 2. I roll up at 1 o'clock, an hour early, just because the nerves would not shut up. I roll up at 1 o'clock wearing a Hawaiian shirt. I think this shirt under it, and a pair of cargo shorts and some flip flops. I got to be in a full suit in a couple hours. So it is 1 o'clock at this point. I am in the groom's room. My now mother-in-law is in there with me, talking me down. Like, I'm not having any second thoughts or anything. I am nervous as I'll get out. I am like, I cannot believe it's actually happening. I can't believe we've actually made it. I can't believe we're actually here. And then ultimately, she leaves the room to let me get changed. And I start with, I'm going to pull up a picture of Tech because I can't remember what his character looks like off the top of my head right now. But like, so I'm there, I'm changing into my suit and everything. And I change into my shirt, I change into my pants. I'm in the process of changing into my pants when the door just flies open and in walk the best man, which is my wife's cousin, who is one of my best friends that you guys will probably never see on the channel, and my older brother. They just happen to get there at the exact same time. And I'm standing there, pants off, just in my underwear, getting changed. And they just both look at me like stunned, and I just go, I just am stunned, and I just look at them and go, gentlemen, you've caught me in a private moment. Which is one of the... Deep down, I will always remember as one of the funniest things I have ever said in my life. And so then I finish getting changed after my brother and my best man get there. The three of us are hanging out. Ray rolls up, like, right at 2. Ray is already dressed, and then we're just waiting on my younger brother to get there. He is running late, which doesn't shock me. Yeah, I'll drag him on stream for that one. Bro rolled up late that day. The one day he didn't need to. Bro rolls up in a black suit with white ass sneakers on. And like, there's nothing I can do about it. And I'm not like super upset about it. I'm just like, dude, what the hell? And so all of us are hanging out in there. Our wedding doesn't start until like 5 o'clock, I think. Maybe 4. I don't know. My wife literally just showed me the agenda a second ago from that day, because she still has it. Let's see. Is there multiple colors available in this? Yes, that works. But yeah, so at that point, one of the bridesmaids, her boyfriend, who is another one of my best friends, who essentially just would have been the extra groomsman if we had one more person in the bridal party on either side. He shows up, and we all each do a shot to get our nerves calmed. And there is no video of this, and I kind of wish there was because of the content we could have gotten out of it. But a lot of the stuff from my wedding day, I have purposely never shown on YouTube because I just kind of like... I kind of like that being just a thing for me, my family, and my friends, you know? But in order to, with my wife's full permission and everything, with the context of it had to be on the beard and on the beard only, so it didn't leave a mark, to help me get rid of the nerves, Ray slapped me in the face. Which he didn't slap me hard because he didn't want to leave a mark. But I believe what I told him when he was gonna slap me was I believe I said something along the lines of pretend I just ruined another 6 months worth of storylines for you. And he held back, obviously, like I said. Um, Brandon says, honestly, that I'm excited to return and be alongside Cheyenne again. We don't need anyone unlike last time. And unlike last time, we damn sure didn't leave the fans. Just patience. Patience, young Padawan. You will see what I have got in store. Zach said, Pierre says AJ might have gone crazy off the deep end today. Zach says I'm crazy, but this might be Drew's road to WrestleMania. Pierre asks, did it help? Yes. Yes, indeed. It actually did. Ray slapping me weirdly helped. And I think it had to be Ray. I think it did have to be Ray. Otherwise, I don't think it would have worked. So I'm trying to find a good set of tights to go with for the color scheme. I do like that they're giving Ludwig an actual, like, really good showing against Sheamus and not just having Sheamus wipe the floor with him. Because, like, I know a lot of people. I know I've gotten questions about it before. I love Ludwig Kaiser. I think he's awesome. I think Ludwig's got so much potential as a singles guy. There we go. AJ going crazy might be Drew's road to WrestleMania for Brand versus Brand. Interesting. Everyone just kind of assumes it's AJ Styles that attacked John Cena. That's all I'm really going to say there. Like, everyone just kind of assumes that because AJ said something, that it was him that did it. But we never saw the attacker, is all I'm going to say. Hmm. Oh shit, Kaiser actually just beat Sheamus. All right, Ludwig. I believe these are the boots Tech has always used. Oh, another Uncle Howdy clip. Hello again, Uncle Howdy. Will you just show up already? I'm getting kind of tired of it. I will say, I do think it's really funny how, like, we brought in Uncle Howdy this week. Um, Uncle Howdy arrived to. Uncle Howdy and the White Six returned to LS11 Universe this week at Elimination Chamber. No one saw it coming. It was Drew, probably frustrated Drew, asking for a trade, and first move is to attack Cena. Well, you'll find out soon. Where is the I know what I'm looking for is the annoying part. I just can't describe what it is. And I'm getting a little paranoid that they took it out of the game, even though it makes no sense to take it out of the game, because taking anything out of the creation suite is stupid, if you ask me. Just let it keep piling up over the years. I don't think it's a cat. I swear, man. I'm not going to be able to find it, am I? It's not a mask, I don't think. Oh, no, it is. It is. There it is. Found it. It's like the little face framing mask. The little data framing. I'm a genius. I do hate that the top is gone, but it's just kind of how it is. For all we know, the guy that could have attacked Cena is the Aussie icon Grayson Waller. It's true. Have you seen that WrestleMania 40 arena is going to be patched in 2 days? Yes, I did see that. But at this point, I am 2 matches away from being done with night one on the modded arena. Uh, so I think what I'm going to do to make everyone happy is use the modded arena for night one and the actual arena for night two. Go get the render pictures for him. If not Drew, then Drew's Road to WrestleMania is probably an ECW legend. Zach, you're going all in on this Drew's Road to WrestleMania thing. He hasn't had his Money in the Bank qualifying match yet. Like, Money in the Bank is a thing, my guy. Drew hasn't even had his qualifying match for it yet. So, Tech just uses Kane, everything. Also, Brian was like, oh, did you just spoil something? No, she's been the champion since the first show. She just hasn't defended the belt yet. That's really smart. Since you already are about done with night one, then you can just use 2K's version for night two. Yeah, because then at that point, it's like, do we know if it's got the Prime logo in it on 2K22 or 24? Does 2K's version have the damn Prime logo? Because I haven't been looking at anything from it. Because I'll be honest here and now, if it's got the damn Prime logo, I'm just gonna use mine because mine doesn't have the Prime logo. Hell, if you guys want a preview, I'll show you what mine has tonight because I've hyped it up a little bit. Kane Kane with the mask off. This version of Kane is better than the 2012 return Kane by a mile. That's the wrong thing I'm supposed to be doing. Kane 2008 is way better than Kane 2012. There we go. Tech is now handled. From the screenshot, I didn't see a Prime logo. Okay, cool, cool. I'll have to look at it again, but I mean, it's literally getting patched in 2 days, so I'll look at it after work on Wednesday. JT comes in and says, Xander, when's the invasion pay-per-view happening? So I know you're being sarcastic, but we actually have been talking about doing Invasion as a retro show at some point. So we've talked about doing the 2001 Invasion pay-per-view at some point, but just shackles off, we can use whoever from WCW we want. Pierre says, also, I think Dom's into the attention Liv's been giving him the past week where she tried to suck the soul out through his face. Very possibly. Here, I'll go in and upload tech real quick. Also, shout out to Eliza Blackstone being my most downloaded character. Nobody wants Xander number 3, though. Feeling better now? I'm feeling slightly better. Again, it's going to be a while before I can talk about everything. There's no NDAs involved or anything. It's just a professionalism thing. I can't talk about it right now. But having the weekend helped. Okay. So that's tech done. Next on the list is El Mata. El Mata is always a fun character. Well, there he is. There's El Mata right here. There he is, everybody. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Actually, Shay is about to be speared in half. JT says Zander. Yes. Is love a battlefield? They do say love is like a battlefield. A battlefield. A battlefield. Some do say that, is what I've heard. So, believe it or not, El Mata is a tall motherfucker. It almost annoys me how much taller than me El Mata is. But yeah, they do say love is like a battlefield. It's more like a roller coaster. I have also heard that it is more like a roller coaster of love. A roller coaster, ooh, ooh, ooh. A roller coaster of love. In fact, I even hear that your love is like a roller coaster, really, baby, that I want to ride on. Let's see. I think we're gonna alter El Mata's colors just a little this year. That is green and like. No, that's an El Mago looking motherfucker at that point. We'll go like super dark purple. That's what we'll do. Like a rich purple. So I think a lot of people know what the El Mata joke is at this point, but Um, if you're so the El Mata stuff, it's really funny. A lot of people just don't know about it at this point. And I think that's hilarious because like it's such a deep cut is El Mata. It's a deep cut to a very old thing on the channel, right? Oddly enough, I think these are actually the tights I've used for El Mata. Yeah, these are the exact tights I used for El Mata. I just used the Rollins tights. But to give the brief version of El Mata, of who is El Mata, um, there was a good friend of the channel. He was essentially the third guy to LS11 Universe briefly, Mata, and he kind of just quit YouTube one day, and then I wanted to bring him into LSWF anyway, and so what ended up happening was he had a character. He was like, "Well, I'm not doing YouTube anymore, so I probably wouldn't be like a draw for LSWF." But then we had the realization, or I had the realization of, but you do have El Mata, your career mode character. So therefore we got something here, is what I'm hearing. Can't remember. Is cape that I'm looking for in here. Thoughts on the career of El Mago? Um. Oh man, this was compatible with this last year. What the hell? These were compatible last year, but I guess not anymore. We'll use the Stardust cape because I think that works. I think that actually really works for El Mata. I have no real opinions on El Mago, if I'm honest. I don't know, I know he was one of those 2K19 characters. I know he was like introduced in 2K19, right? Let's see. Is there a crown design? Drew versus Priest, do I think it's gonna be good? Yeah, I think it should be. I think it should be a fun match. Maybe misc images? Those are just all belts. Maybe arena images? Maybe a crown in here, like a King of the Ring thing. Like Damian Priest is gonna retain somehow. I really hope not. You can't do that to Drew twice. But at the same time, I could see it. Also, I hate to say it, Priest has just been a fairly boring champion, all things considered. A Super Mega Baseball. I hit the ball so hard, it hit the pitcher in the head. Oof. Okay, I don't have anything really here that I can put. Because there's no crown. The fact there's just no crown. It's kind of crazy to me. That's alright. Yo, that is El Mata right there. I totally just did leave without saving, didn't I? Like, his name is totally just Superstar right now, isn't it? Sure did. I'll go back in and fix it, don't worry. I wasn't done. Cody's been good so far. I agree. I've enjoyed Cody's work. But, like, Priest isn't even the main character of his faction at this point, which is unfortunate. Let's see. Oh. See, I feel like L is probably a words. Eli, El Jefe, a Guapo. No L on its own, though. Let's see. They just have his shoot name in here. Go. That gets Nada taken care of. So that's another one handled, at least for me. Mata, I just always give the Rey Mysterio stuff, too. I've always joked we're going to unmask El Mata one day. Is this 2K24? Yeah, it is. I mean, that's what they sold it to me as. I hope it is. Oh no, now you got me. Now you got me worried. Is it 2K24? Just messing with you. Yeah, it's 2K24. I figure if I'm going to sit here and stream for 3 hours, I got to at least do something a little more interesting than just my happy ass sitting in a chair talking for 3 hours. How much did it cost? Does it cost? I mean, I don't, I don't know how much it costs now, but I bought the $100 edition, so for me it was $120, I believe. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know how much it costs now. Oh, I've reached diamond rank. How about that? Go. That's El Mata in books. Okay, and then we got who's next? JJ Gyllenhaal is who I gotta make next. I am rather excited for this one. Ray's got a new protector, so it would see him. How long till this one turns on him? Also, NXT Battleground is this weekend. We may do a watch along. Thoughts on the Snyder Cut? I have never taken the time to watch it, quite honestly. I haven't even watched the original Justice League, I'm not gonna lie. I just... So, allow me to kind of explain here on that one. I am kind of to a point now where, like... Well, I gotta have a picture of JJ Gyllenhaal pulled up for this. I am just kind of the point where, like, I'm in comic book movie fatigue, and back when Justice League came out, it was 2016. I had just gotten my or 2016 going into 2017, somewhere around there. I'd just gotten my job at Toys R Us. I just got my job at Toys R Us, which if you didn't know, I used to work at Toys R Us. And I just gotten my job at Toys R Us, and I had just met my now wife. So my time wasn't really dedicated to comic book movies and stuff. And also, I've always kind of been more of a Marvel guy anyway. Okay, so JJ Gyllenhaal has got the body of a wet noodle. Has always been his build. I'll have to let him know I made his character. I'll send him a message about it tomorrow. I believe JJ Gyllenhaal is always meant to be a little shorter than me. He's supposed to be like the small guy. Like, but people love him. But yeah, no, I wasn't into comic book movies at the time that Justice League was coming out, pretty much is where I was going with that. So, from what I remember, JJ's got slightly longer hair. Like, it's kind of medium, if I remember correctly. So, that's Ray's hair right there. So, JJ and I have never met in person. We only message each other. We have had a few video calls. JJ has appeared on the channel before, actually. You'd have to go back a little ways to see him appear. We called him Jobber back then. That was his nickname back then, but he prefers JJ now, so that's what we go with. But I believe I always gave him kind of that hair. Yeah, and then he doesn't have like a full beard, but he's got like some stubble going on. That's kind of got this kind of has like Noam Dar vibes going on in the face right now. Probably because I'm using Noam Dar's hair, I think. Let's see, JJ. Yeah, I might need to change the hair because this has got too much of a Noam Dar vibe going on. That's too much of a receding hairline. But that didn't have the ponytail. That works. That works for JJ. All right. So JJ Gyllenhaal has always had one of my favorite attires because it's supposed to be full TNA. So for those that don't know JJ the way I do, he is Mr. TNA in my friends. He is the reason I got into TNA. He also, I've always known him to wear a hat, and I've always known him to wear that hat backwards when I've seen pictures of him. And so he uses a singlet top. Oh, Miz and Truth. Well, you just lose the titles already. Wait, hold up, hold up. There we go. So JJ, I always give him like the TNA red and gold color scheme just because he always thinks it's just the funniest shit. And his nickname is King of the. JJ's nickname is King of the Mountain, if you haven't figured that out yet. Because Jeff Jarrett is one of his favorites of all time. Then he also got the nickname King of the Mountain. He got the nickname King of the Mountain in LSWF because of his match at Xandermania many years ago, where he got the unlikely title win. Because our spot will be easier because it's actually in the game. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I kind of. Yeah, we kind of had a guitar spot last week on TNA. Sami Zayn calling out Chad Gable right here, right now. Oh, no, there's Alpha Academy instead. Maxine looks like someone just, I was gonna make a really mean analogy, and I don't want to. Promo says he just wrestles in the hat. Oof! Referencing Otis losing the briefcase. Oof! Who should take the belts off Awesome Truth? Ooh. Literally anyone. Yeah, quite literally anyone. But um AOP or the Creeds, yeah. I just could not think of any teams right now. DIY's on SmackDown, otherwise I would have said them, yeah. I know what I'm looking for. They're on SmackDown, though I do think they'll dethrone anytime down under. SummerSlam, ABC. You know, if they do the whole TNA thing, that could be fun. There's a lot of mystery up in the air with TNA right now. Okay, so I gotta go to the community creations a little bit for my guy JJ. Oh, Tozawa finally standing up to Gable. Oh, and now Maxine's standing up to Gable. Bullying Otis is going too far, finally. God, Gable is... Oh, Gable is fucked up, man. Let's see. Who do we want to give JJ the entrance of? Oh, Otis is standing up for himself. Otis, don't do it. Hey, yo, JT, no. Hey, yo. Otis, don't do it, please. Otis, don't do it, please. Otis, no. I do legitimately think Gable may pick up the belt in Scotland. The visual of Otis carrying Maxine in his arms and Tozawa on his back is genuinely hilarious. Go, another LS11 original done. That is 3 tonight. Not bad. We gotta go and make some of the women of LSWF. It's a total dude fest right now. Alright, let's make Jade Davidson. Hold on, Jade Davidson has different weight and height. She is 5'5" and 115. She had the mask over her mouth. Wait, I think that's actually a face cover. Hold on. Face cover. How do we use this? I know she used to use this. I'm between this and this. Let's try this one. No, I used the surgical mask because it gave me multiple colors to pick from. No, it didn't. I don't know where I got that idea. So, mask is black with the green, or is it green with black? I think it's green with black. I designed the character, like I literally created the character. There's more to her than just being an LSWF is the funniest part. no one will ever see the light of day of like the like no one is ever going to see the light of day of the comics I created that had where she was a character because that's where the sorceress Jade Davidson comes from, where her identity is the Star Sorceress, but that is where she came from. But I'm never gonna. Those comics will never see the light of day, in part because they've never been drawn; they've just been written. I need to. I can just pull up her render. I've literally got it right here. Okay, now I see. Now I see. Now I see. I've got the vision. I see why I was using. I see why I was using the other one. Yeah, Perk Gable is going nuts. Design. Yeah, then this is gold. Material with glitter. Image design, and then it's like the train video was good. I learned more about it. I'd never heard of the Flying Scotsman train. Oh yeah, yeah, that was a really fun video to make. It was like I was really hesitant to make that video. I'll be honest because I'm really hesitant. You guys know a decent bit about me, but like I'm really hesitant to show more of like my non wrestling interests on YouTube because I was especially I was really worried, and especially with like a video like that one where I'm just talking about trains and playing just a game where you pilot a train, and I was really excited about it, and so I'm very happy people have been enjoying it because I was just having a good I was it's kind of the content I've always wanted to do on YouTube. Like I've always wanted to just talk about my interests and play games that are related to my interests. And like yeah, the views aren't great on it right now, but I feel like if I get consistent again with the Zander LS11 channel, I feel like views could go up. Maybe I could start having more time to do more stuff like that. Like I'm talking about starting the Sonic Unleashed stream soon. Like I was gonna try and do it yesterday, but I ended up doing something else yesterday instead. Just neither here nor there. I do like that shade pink, but the Slammiversary is coming yesterday. I watched Bound for Glory. Gaslight keep Gable coming in hot. I think the IC title should go to Sammy, Chad, Sheamus, Dijak. I agree. Dijak should get the IC title. Okay, and then she has like the neck guard thing going on. Is that still in the game? Yeah, this. And this is gold. It's like deep down, part of me is like, oh, just show off the art that you did to design her the first time around. But the other part of me, the self-conscious part of me, is like, no, that art, as good as you think it is, you're gonna get destroyed on the internet for it. Dijak doesn't resign, I believe I will gladly accept Ludwig. Yeah, that's how I feel as well. I do hope Dijak sticks around. I want more Dijak hijack on my screen. Uh yeah. Yeah, no, like, what was I gonna say? I hope Dijak resigns. If he doesn't, I am sure he will be perfectly fine wherever he goes. We're getting there. It's very. I'm getting good at the one-to-one here. I admit when Punk returned, I was kind of nervous about Rollins leaving. See, I know a lot of people said that. I never had that fear. I was just like, they'll work it out like adults. Okay, maybe it's not these gloves, but no, that's just what it does. That's just the color it is for some reason. Okay. Then lower body. Jesus, they've measured that Braun Breaker hits the ropes at 23 miles an hour. Same with Drew when Punk returned. Well, fortunately, it seems to all be working out. I have been like low key, well, not even low key. I'm not even gonna sit here and say low key. I ain't been low key about it. I have been just outright clowning on people that thought Drew was gonna leave. Because like there were people I followed that were just like, can't wait to see Galloway at All In. How's that going for you, bud? Sorry, the boots are. I know what boots I'm looking for. That's not that. Imagine the memes if he did. Oh yeah. CM Punk's return ultimately has led to us getting the best Drew McIntyre I think we've ever had. That's how I feel about it. At least be considered short. Be considered short. But yeah, Drew vs. Punk has been cinema so far. Could see Punk causing Drew the belt at SummerSlam, but he's not cleared. I hope Punk will be cleared soon. I got some right boots. It's funny. I have to keep remembering you guys don't have the reference picture pulled up like I do. So like you're like, how does Xander know what boots he's looking for? Because I've got just her LSWF render right next to me, just on the other monitor. I can just do that to look at it. If I don't find the boots, I'm not really that pressed about the boots. I can just give her a different pair. But I'm giving it a quick look through. The boots are always so similar looking to me because like I don't pay attention to shoes. I never have. Forbidden War matches beyond match of the year since it was inter promotion. If so, I would say Drew versus Osprey. Um, so it's weird. Last year we counted it, um, and some people told us that they didn't like that we counted it that way because like we counted night one as WWE matches, like contenders, and night two as AEW contenders. And some people got upset that AEW's match of the year was the Forbidden War main event. Rollins, Styles, Omega, and Cole. But at the same time, I don't know. I'll have to talk to Ray about it more than anything. I'll have to see what he wants to do. There we go. I personally went Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews there. That was my pick as well. And when I go back, and I believe that was second place. I believe that was second place. I've looked at those. We looked at those recently. I believe that was second place. I was sitting here like, what's missing? What looks different? Then I remember she has like a little crown that she wears. Like she's got the little Beth Phoenix crown going on. It's same colors. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much a 1-to-1 of what she looked like last year. Only difference is the lower arm things are white when they shouldn't be, but I can't really do anything about that. Oh shit, the cape. I mean, I think the cape stays at that point. I didn't realize the cape would stay on for the match, but it doesn't make sense for her to wrestle with a cape as cool as it would be. Just impractical. Rollins versus Takeshita was also great. Yeah, it was. Ray did a good job with that. Go. And she is a high flyer. Good lord, Braun. Jesus! I mean, if you're going to ask me what my personal match of the season has been so far, I'm just going to go with ones that I have done. Oh, wrong thing. Did I see Ricochet's leaving Gable? So, Zach, I'm gonna correct you real quick. Just because someone's contract is coming up does not mean they are leaving. Drew McIntyre's contract was coming up, for example. He has not left. He re-signed. It just means their contract is coming up and they do not have a new contract signed yet. That's all there is to it. I think at the very least, Gable is 100% staying. His contract is literally up this week. Ricochet, I don't know. He's the one I feel a little less. He's the one I feel a little less confident about. But at the same time, I feel like it's probably pretty likely that he's staying. As much as I would like, as much as I think Ricochet would probably be better. Oh, Zach, I apologize. I misread your question there. You asked if I saw them leaving, not did I see that they were leaving. So I apologize. I misread that. Uh, yeah, no, Gable I see staying. Ricochet feels a little up in the air right now. Jay Davidson is handled. I think Samantha Irvin is his girlfriend, so that might help a bit. Yeah, but at the same time, I do think I could see him. I could see him go. Natalia could leave. Yeah, her contract's coming up in like the next couple days too. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from making characters here. I'm gonna put some tag teams together that we need to put together, and also put belts where they belong because Quizmaster ain't the champion anymore. Your boy is. That's correct. This is no longer correct. This is DJ and his dipshit son Josiah. So I will watch NXT tomorrow. I'll tell you guys here and now, do not expect NXT watch-alongs. However, Ricochet would be Money in the X Division or in DPW. I agree. I've not made Tanya Badal yet. That's fine. Okay, so this is going to give a little bit of a... This will end up giving some LAW spoilers, I suppose. Hell, I'm half tempted to go make all these shows in actual universe mode and just use actual universe mode for once, but I don't want to. I simply don't want to. DJ and Josiah. Part of me does wish that when it worked like it does in universe mode, where you put someone in a team, they can't be put in any other teams, but it's got to be a... If he goes to AEW, I just want to see him in Ospreay and Pac. Yeah, I agree. Run downstairs and grab some chocolate milk in a minute here. Man, I've not used the actual universe mode in years at this point. Like, I briefly used it in 2K24. Or 2K23, I mean. Very briefly. Okay. It's gotta be the right way around. Shea versus Azos will be good. Oh, yeah, it'll be totally good. Oh, yep, that's the right way around. I'm gonna have to go in and edit Josiah's gear a little bit and DJ's, because DJ, my guy, you just gave yourself CM Punk's gear and Josiah Cody's gear. I might go in and play with those a little bit one day. They were. Alright, there's the LSWF Tag Champions put together. Fortunately, I don't even have to mess with theme songs. That is the best part about all of this right now. You'll get some slight LAW spoilers for some people who are coming to LAW this way, but you know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, personally. Oh, wait, they call themselves the Awakening on the Indies. I gotta remember to fix that. Yeah, I can see where shit going to TNA because that way you can keep store with WWE. Yeah. Go. The Awakening is. I'll straight up confirm the Awakening is coming to LAW. Which at the same time, I also realize I can. I'm not even really spoiling anything because if you just go to the LAW page on the website, okay, Pat, that's enough, bud. Okay, Pat, I think you've had enough. But like, yeah, I mean, the LAW page is here. Outright, just kind of spoil my big announcement about the belts that are coming. But like, you guys know that like Maki Ito's coming, Connor and Victor are there, the Vaudevillains are coming. It's like I haven't exactly been keeping it a secret who's coming to LAW. So in your original universe, what did you do with the Ascension? Oh shit! Oh, I dreaded this question. I'm taking a break from the game for now. I'm just going back to me full screen for now. I need a break. God, I'm gonna run and grab food in just a sec, or grab a snack and some chocolate milk here in a second. But God, the original universe with the Ascension. I know this sounds like I'm about to say the dumbest thing, and I kind of am. Zach knows. Zach knows. But in the original universe, in the 2014 to 2018 universe, um, they weren't there in the beginning, obviously. They got there in 2K15, where they. I don't count anything as canon until 2K16, really. 2K15, though, they were briefly aligned with Bray Wyatt, and that just kind of went away because I didn't like it anymore. In that time, they won the Raw Tag Team Championships, which they then lost. And I'm almost ashamed to say what the team they lost them to were, but it was the team of Zander and Damien Sandow. Can't make that shit up. Um, yes, that is right. I did the stunt double bit with me and Damien Sandow, but he was Damien Sandow. I cannot make that up. And then they went away for a little bit because of that. And then 2K16 comes around, and Roman Reigns is the heel World Heavyweight Champion on SmackDown, and I put the Ascension with him as kind of his bodyguards to subvert expectations of the Usos. Kiana James is making her Raw debut right now, so I put the Ascension with Roman while he was World Champion, and they would win the SmackDown tag titles from the Wyatt family. And they held them for a while. They stayed with Roman for a while. They were called the Roman Empire. And everyone was like, well, why didn't you do the Usos? It's like, well, that just felt too obvious. That's why. And then they stayed together for a while. Roman lost the world title to Brock. And then it was Roman versus Mox or Ambrose at WrestleMania. Or no, it was Seth versus Roman at WrestleMania, excuse me. And it went into Roman versus Ambrose after WrestleMania, where the Ascension then turned on Roman, and Ambrose came to the rescue, and Reigns and Ambrose beat the Ascension for the SmackDown Tag Titles at SummerSlam, I believe it was. Yeah, at SummerSlam. After because they turned on Roman because Roman lost a number one contenders tournament to the world title to Undertaker. And then the Ascension attacked Roman. Ambrose made the save. Reigns and Ambrose won the SmackDown tag belts at WrestleMania or at SummerSlam, which led to the reunion of the Shield, where Reigns and Ambrose had the SmackDown titles. Rollins had the U.S. and Intercontinental title. And that was kind of where they last were seen, because that was when I stopped doing the series. But yeah, God, I don't like to talk about my version of the Wyatts because, like, it changed on a whim. It sure did. It was Bray, Harper, and Rowan. Then it was just Bray on his own. Then the Ascension were there. Then they left. Then it was back to Harper and Rowan. And then Braun was there. And then Leo Kruger was there for a minute. And then it was just the classic three again. That's kind of it. I say Roman Rollins season 2 was way better than the original. I agree. I agree. The Reigns and Rollins season 2 feud is my favorite thing I did in season 2. So, all right. I am going to. I hate to do this in the middle of a match, but I am getting kind of thirsty again. So I'm gonna go take my bowl and put it in the dishwasher, and I will be back in like 2 minutes. I've returned. Um, so I assume Keon James probably won. Also, I came back just in time to see that meme potential of a carrying crossface. Ooh, here's another. The original series, Kevin Owens. That is interesting. So, Kevin Owens. I swear we've had this conversation before in Discord. We probably have. But, but, Kevin Owens had a brief appearance in 2K15. That was where his first appearance was, where he teamed up with Sami Zayn against Big Show and Kane. He briefly won the U.S. title from Wade Barrett. Before losing it to Zack Ryder on an episode of Main Event off a roll-up. He went away after that because I was like, well, I'm just going to have him vanish and re-debut him in the next game. 2K16, he comes back around where he's immediately aligned with Sami Zayn again, who is the World Heavyweight Champion at this point. Sami is World Heavyweight Champion, having beat Wade Barrett for the world title at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going after Wade Barrett and Sheamus. Sheamus beats Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight title at Money in the Bank, and then wins the rematch. The following month, after Sami has won King of the Ring to get a shot at Sheamus at SummerSlam. Sheamus retains at SummerSlam. Kevin Owens turns on Sami Zayn, betrays him. They have a match at the next pay-per-view that Kevin Owens wins. Then they have a Hell in a Cell match that Sami wins. Then it's Team Kevin versus Team Sami at Survivor Series, where it is Kevin and I think the Awesome Truth, because that was a thing I was doing for some reason as a heel team, against Sami, Dolph Ziggler, and I think one of the Usos. Maybe it was Sami, Dolph, and Finn. And then Kevin Owens, after Team Kevin won, Kevin Owens beat Finn Balor for the IC title at TLC, beat Batista to retain it a few weeks later, had a good showing in the Royal Rumble, beat Sami Zayn again to retain the IC title at Elimination Chamber, lost the IC title in a ladder match to Dolph Ziggler at WrestleMania, started a feud, got drafted to Raw, started a feud with Samoa Joe where he beat Samoa Joe twice. Weird booking there because Joe had just debuted at WrestleMania. Not my strong suit of a booking episode, of a booking thing there. Had a fatal four-way for the WWE title against John Cena, Cesaro, and Samoa Joe. Cesaro walked out as champion. He walked in and out as champion. Owens then went on to do fuck all for a while, if I remember correctly. I think he was in Money in the Bank, maybe. And he didn't win that because it was won by... He was in the Raw Money in the Bank match, where... Hold on. I'm getting my years mixed up. Here we go. Okay, I've got my years back on track now. Samoa Joe match just happened. The Fatal 4-Way match happened. Then he was in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It was an 8-man match back when there were only 6 characters in a match. And the ladder match was John Cena, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Zack Ryder, Kalisto. Do I have the graphic? I might have the graphic. There's probably people just don't need to be used in a top level storyline. Not sure what you're trying to say there, Ray. Okay, I do not have the old ladder match graphic, unfortunately. As much as I wish I did. But, Randy Orton and Chris Jericho. Those were the other two people in the match. And that ladder match was won by Roman Reigns. He won the briefcase that night. And the other briefcase, because there were two briefcases, there was a Raw briefcase and a SmackDown briefcase. Roman won the Raw briefcase. Speaking on Kevin doing fuck all. Ah. Yeah, Ray makes a good point on that. But yeah, yeah, he was in the ladder match, and then I believe after that I did bragging rights, where it was Cesaro and Seth Rollins as the main event, champion versus champion, world heavyweight in WWE, not winner take all, obviously. And Kevin Owens, I don't think was on that show, or if he was in one of the Raw versus SmackDown just regular matches, because it was U.S. champion The Miz against IC champion Dolph Ziggler. Um, Rollins and Cesaro, obviously. Chris Jericho, I think, against Team SmackDown's someone, and Brock. And Cena and Roman got into a brawl that caused Brock to wipe the floor with whoever the last guy was. Yeah, this is the original series, right? Like this is the Ray wasn't involved in this one and Zander was not sure what he was doing series. Uh, it is about to pick up with Kevin Owens. It does pick up in a minute here because finally Survivor Series, it's Owens versus Joe. Samoa Joe wins, and then I know it sounds like I'm just saying, "Oh, we're going somewhere," and then I'm not, but I am going somewhere with it. Owens loses to Samoa Joe at Survivor Series, or at SummerSlam, and then Samoa Joe goes on to win the WWE title the next month from Cesaro. In the meantime, Kevin Owens is just kind of around for a little while. He's in the 40-man Royal Rumble, which is won by Zack Ryder. Um, oh yeah, the reverse chokeslam just came back. Hell yeah. Hold on. I think I've got the graphic here. I think I've got this still. Hold on. Yes. So, where it all led to with Kevin Owens in the original series was Kevin Owens versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania, where Kevin Owens brought the package pile driver out of retirement and defeated The Undertaker. And Owens then, the following night after WrestleMania, would get himself indefinitely suspended by injuring Seth Rollins and beating up a bunch of people. Owens would then be brought back for SummerSlam, where he would go in against John Cena and absolutely demolish John Cena to become WWE Champion. And he would win the WWE title. The next show would be No Mercy, where he went one-on-one with Dave Batista for that WWE title. There's a lot of things that I regret about that old universe. We don't talk about all of them. He then had a Hell in a Cell match. This is the final show that saw the light of day against Sami Zayn for the WWE title, where he fucking murdered Sami Zayn. And then this is the part that people haven't seen before. He would have gone on to another WWE title match with... No, wait. Oh, shit. I don't remember this match happening. He would have gone on to... Oh, here we go. At Survivor Series, he would have gone on to defend against Kurt Angle during the Kurt Angle retirement tour. And then at TLC, the final show I ever recorded in the old universe, he would have defeated Triple H in a TLC match. The Royal Rumble, he would beat Cesaro to keep the title again. And then at the Elimination Chamber, he'd retain somewhere around there. I don't know. It's two, but anyways. And then he would have lost after this big undefeated streak, he would have lost the WWE title at WrestleMania that year to Seth Rollins, the guy he injured at the beginning of the season. And after that, the titles would have swapped brands finally, with the World Heavyweight coming to Raw and becoming the Universal title. And the WWE title going to SmackDown. Ray, shut up! Ray, shut up! Shut up! Shut up, Ray. But anyway, after that, after WrestleMania, Kevin. So what would have happened then? Now I'm just talking all hypothetical. This was all just stuff I planned at this point. I wish I still had the document, man. I really wish I still had the old document. But the reason I don't is it was tied to my school email back in high school, and that email got deleted a year after I graduated high school. And so I don't have that document anymore, unfortunately. But what would have happened there is Owens would have been one of the top names on Raw in the next season, where Shinsuke Nakamura would have been the first Universal Champion. He would have beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania the previous night to win it. And then in the main event of Raw, Nakamura would have gotten cashed in on by Finn Balor, who would have turned heel. And the Balor Club of Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Adam Cole would have kind of taken over Raw as the Universal Tag Team and U.S. Champions, respectively. And that would have led to Owens being one of Balor's main antagonists. Owens would have feuded with Roman Reigns at the start of the season. Owens would then get a little bit of a touch of karma when he gets taken out with a... No, not yet, no. Hold on. No, not yet. Owens would then... Balor would hold the title for a while. And then what would happen is Owens would beat Balor for the title at Survivor Series, but then be taken out by the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family would have, of Bray, Harper, and Rowan, just those three. Strowman was on his own. I'm not finished with you, Braun at that point. And he would have won the Rumble that year. So Owens would have gotten kind of a taste of his own medicine and gotten injured by the Wyatt family at Survivor Series, forcing him to relinquish the newly won Universal title that AJ Styles would win the following night on Raw in a vacant title match where it was Styles, Balor, Cole, and Kenta, Hideo Itami, in a fatal four-way matchup where AJ Styles would finally become a world champion in the LS11 series. And Owens would have faced Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, and the main event of that WrestleMania, not really proud of, but the main event of that WrestleMania would have been AJ Styles versus Braun Strowman for the Universal title. The other side of the coin being Dean Ambrose versus Bobby Roode for the WWE title. So there you go. There's your real long-winded story about Kevin Owens' career used to look like in the original series. Can we give me someone easier for the next question, please? Just slightly easier is all I ask. I'm not a fan of how the old series went. There are things I liked about the old series. There are things I liked about the old series, but there are a lot of things I didn't. Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins that series. God, I'll pick one for now. I just put my coin away too. I just put a coin in my bank, in my little electronic bank over there. Fuck, I'll go with Seth. He has the easier story to follow. Starts as part of the Shield, wins the tag titles with Roman, unifies the Raw and SmackDown tag titles because I really only had enough teams for one. They hold those titles for a while, drop them to the Wyatt family. Seth goes singles when 2K15 comes out, goes up to the IC title, loses his attempt at winning it, eventually beats the Big Show to become the IC champion, teams up with the Shield against Evolution at Survivor Series, wins that, loses the IC title to Dolph Ziggler in a ladder match, isn't at the first WrestleMania, which is fucking insane to think that I wouldn't have Seth Rollins at my first WrestleMania. Turns heel immediately after that WrestleMania, though, going after new WWE Champion Roman Reigns. Loses to Roman at Payback. Loses to Dean Ambrose at Money in the Bank. And then loses the Shield triple threat at SummerSlam. Doesn't do anything for a while. It is weird. I think the reason Seth didn't do much early on is I didn't want people claiming I was just pushing my absolute favorite at the time. I think that was a big part of it. Was I was like, well, I mean, if I push my absolute favorite and I just make Seth the top guy, everyone's gonna get mad and be like, oh, you're just making your favorite the top guy. Now I don't care. Now I'll do it. Now I will make my favorite the top guy. I believe in Joe Hendry as an example. Um, Seth's next thing he would do would be a feud with Bray Wyatt, really, going into. And I think the Shield would reunite at some point around here, actually. Yeah, the Shield would reunite somewhere around here in the second season. Oh shit, no, Seth did do more at this point. Wasn't at WrestleMania. The Shield thing, triple threat happens at SummerSlam. Seth goes to SmackDown, where he ends up reforming the Shield after Roman loses the WWE title. And Seth and Dean win the SmackDown tag titles that they are then stripped of immediately for some reason. I don't think I had any reason for why. They just were. And then the Shield, Seth would randomly win the World Heavyweight title at Hell in a Cell before. So then Seth won the belt at Hell in a Cell, but then the GM, which it wasn't Triple H, I don't remember who it was, randomly just gave Jericho a title match then. Jericho beat Rollins because Rollins beat the Hell in a Cell match. So Seth would lose the belt to Jericho. And then I think it was Jericho, Edge, and Christian against the Shield at Survivor Series. And then TLC, it was Jericho versus Barrett versus Van Dam versus Rollins versus, excuse me, Jericho, Van Dam, Rollins, Barrett, Miz, I think, for some reason, and Sheamus? I don't remember the exact lineup. In a six-way match, Barrett won the world title. Rollins was in the Rumble, lost the Rumble, got into a feud with the Wyatt family, lost to Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, turned against the Shield the following month after WrestleMania. The Shield broke up. Seth and Dean become a heel tag team where Dean beats John Cena for the WWE title. And then Seth and Dean are a heel duo. Seth, Dean, and Baron Corbin, who has started teaming up with Seth, face John Cena, The Rock, and Stone Cold at Survivor Series. Where Team Rollins, Ambrose, and Corbin would beat the Legends. Rollins would then face John Cena at TLC, where Cena would win, and it was just a standard one-on-one match. And then Rollins had Money in the Bank in this time, by the way. He had Money in the Bank in this time, too. So Mr. Money in the Bank and the WWE Champion were like this. They were like best friends. And then Rollins had Corbin as his enforcer. Yeah. And then Rollins cashed in on SmackDown's Bray Wyatt to win the World Heavyweight title at the Royal Rumble, leaving his enforcer Baron Corbin behind on Raw. And so then Corbin got traded to SmackDown to come after Seth for abandoning him. And then instead of Seth and Corbin at WrestleMania, because that made the most sense, I brought back Jeff Hardy and did Seth Rollins versus Jeff Hardy, because why not? And then Seth fought Corbin after WrestleMania, and he won. And then it was Seth versus Corbin versus Ziggler versus Hardy, I think. Yeah, in a fatal four-way for the WWE World Heavyweight title. And in that time, Seth was still a heel. Ziggler was the face IC champion and had beat Seth in a non-title match, because of course he did. Because of course, it was WWE in this time period. I was trained to think champions should lose non-title matches, no problem. Now, I don't remember the last time a champion lost a non-title match on this channel. And that's not me asking for someone to bring out a receipt. I don't want a receipt on that one. But anyway, other than Jinder getting absolutely destroyed by Bobby Lashley when he was the LS11 Grand Champion. But Jinder still is that, and he's gone missing in action. Yeah, could have just done a triple threat if I wanted Jeff Hardy there. Jeff Hardy wasn't even back in real life yet, by the way. This was 2016. He was still a year out from being back. But anyways, Rollins then fought Corbin in a ladder match for the belt at Money in the Bank, where Blake and Murphy debuted to be Rollins' new henchman. Stole that one straight out of Mathwiz's playbook, although I will say WWE definitely owes Mathwiz royalties for the Rollins and Murphy alliance. Just saying. Not me. Mathwiz deserves the royalties on that one. And then after that, Seth defended against Triple H. He had the match with Cesaro at Bragging Rights that he won. And then it was Rollins versus Triple H at SummerSlam. After that, Roman Reigns would cash in Money in the Bank and beat Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title, turning Rollins face. And it was Rollins versus Balor versus Reigns at Night of Champions. And then at Hell in a Cell, it was Rollins versus the Ascension in a 2-on-1 match. And then at Survivor Series, it was Rollins, Ambrose, and a mystery partner who ended up being Brock Lesnar against Reigns and the Ascension. That Brock ended up being sole survivor because, Mathis did Seth, Corbin, Blake, and Murphy. So Rollins and Corbin I did first. Blake and Murphy, Mathis did first. But then, anyway. Lesnar ended up being sole survivor because Ambrose got eliminated. Then Rollins and Lesnar were taking out everyone. Then Lesnar F5 Rollins, let Reigns pin him, let Reigns in on a false sense of security, F5 Reigns and won. Rollins was then out injured by Reigns immediately following that. Was out until the Rumble where he came back. Reigns eliminated Rollins with a cheap shot to take him out of the Rumble. And then it was Reigns. Then Rollins, Reigns, Ambrose, Ziggler, Aries, and Goldberg were inside the number one contenders elimination chamber, and Goldberg won it. Rollins faced Reigns at WrestleMania, where Rollins won, and that gets us on to the Kevin Owens timeline. And from there, you know the rest. Well, no, you don't. Owens injured Rollins. Rollins came back from injury, won the U.S. title, had a winner-take-all match, U.S. and IC titles on the line at SummerSlam against AJ Styles. Won it. It was the Shield versus the OC for a while, or the Club at the time. Rollins would then have to defend the US and IC titles back-to-back all the time, lost the IC title to a debuting Bobby Roode at the beginning of Hell in a Cell, then got forced into a US title match later in the night where he lost the US title to Rusev. Rollins would then start trying to target Kevin Owens for the WWE title, was getting held back by management. Rollins would then be runner-up in the Royal Rumble to Nakamura, win the number one contenders elimination chamber match, beat Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, win the WWE title, hold it until later that year where he would lose it to Broken Matt Hardy. This is where when the Rollins winning the title was the last thing that got recorded, and then what would have happened is he would have lost the title to Broken Matt Hardy, and I didn't have any plans after that. Fucking A. AJ Styles, that's an easy one. My God, that's a way easier one, because he came in like halfway through all this shit. AJ Styles comes in the original series as part of NXT before he's even signed with WWE or there's even any rumors of it. I just accidentally predicted it was going to happen. Comes in as part of NXT, does a little bit there, does a title program, loses, gets called up to SmackDown to be Finn Balor's tag partner, is in the Rumble, is runner-up to Cesaro, who wins the Rumble to go on and fight Rock at WrestleMania. Ray makes fun of me all the time for that matchup. AJ and Balor win the SmackDown tag titles at WrestleMania. AJ then forfeits them to the debuting Gallows and Anderson. Forfeits at the debut in Gallows and Anderson, forms the club with on his own, kicking Balor out of the group. Kicking Balor and Zayn, because Sami Zayn was part of Balor Club with AJ Styles at first. It was Zayn, Balor, and Styles as the Balor Club. And then Zayn and Balor got kicked out as AJ took it over and made it the club. AJ was in the corner of the club when it was Gallows and Anderson versus Zayn and Balor for the tag titles. After that, AJ was in Money in the Bank, didn't win there. And then fought Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam, lost. Fought Triple H at Night of Champions and Hell in a Cell, beat Triple H, lost to Triple H. DX versus the Club at Survivor Series, the Club won. AJ Styles then don't even remember what he did at the following show. I don't think it really was anything. Well, hell, I think I've got the graphics. Hold up. I think I've got the graphics from here. So from here, it's easier. Hold on. Is it... What's it called? I keep forgetting. Universe Match logos. Old Universe. Yeah. Here we go. Finished events. Okay. TLC. He fought Brock Lesnar in a number one contenders tables match to the World Heavyweight title and lost. That's right. He was then in the Royal Rumble, in the 40-man Royal Rumble, where he had a good showing, from what I remember. And then at the Elimination Chamber, was he in the chamber? No, he was not. Was he doing anything? No, he was not. And then at WrestleMania, he fought the returning Kurt Angle. That is right. Kurt Angle would win that because it was the beginning of the Kurt Angle retirement tour. Oh, Unholy Union in the house. Oh, hold up. Jade and Alba excuse me. Jade and Alba getting into it on Raw. Royalties. So then Payback came after WrestleMania. He was in the six-pack challenge. Winner of this match got challenged for the World Heavyweight title at the next pay-per-view. No, he ended up not in this match. He got replaced by Austin Aries for some reason. There was no reason. He got replaced. That's all there was to it. This match also happened. I don't remember the context of this, but this happened. But yeah, he got replaced by Austin Aries, who won that match. You guys want to see the most problematic graphic possible? There's the most problematic graphic I have from the old universe nowadays. He then was not at Extreme Rules, but then at Money in the Bank, he challenged for the IC title. And I know what you're thinking. Zander's had a real bang-up job with AJ Styles at this point. But you're right, he won. He became the Intercontinental Champion. And then he would go into SummerSlam as champion, where it was winner take all for both titles. And he lost to Seth Rollins. And so then at No Mercy, yeah, ew. It was Faction Warfare, the Shield versus the OC. And then after that, it was Hell in a Cell, where I don't think he made the card. Nope, he fought Samoa Joe. I don't remember the context of this, but he sure did fight Samoa Joe. And then it would have gone into Survivor Series, where he challenged Undertaker for the World Heavyweight titles. That must have been a number one contenders match. And then TLC, he probably wasn't on the card. Or he was. He was in the six-pack match for the IC title that Braun Strowman would win. And then after that, I could not tell you what plans were for him until he would win the vacated Universal title at the end of the year. And fight Braun Strowman in the main event of WrestleMania. There you go. I don't know if I got another one of those in me. The old universe is such a clusterfuck that I don't think I got any of those left. This old universe is just such a mess. Like, how much of a mess, Zander? How much of a mess is the old universe? This much of a mess. 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 Yes, that's Will Ospreay. Yes, that's Ricochet. Yes, this is 2017. He is a year away from signing with the company. Oh, another original series, Neville. Oh, Pierre, this is your boy, isn't it? Okay. Okay. So. Okay. His first big match is he faces Chris Jericho at Night of Champions, where he beats Chris Jericho and injures Chris Jericho. He doesn't really do much for a while. Yeah, he doesn't really do much for a while, does Neville. He's not at WrestleMania, and then we go into 2K15, and he's just kind of around. NXT starts, he's not doing much. NXT had like an 8-week runtime, and that was it. And then he gets called up. He gets put into a tag team with Cesaro. They win the World Tag Team titles on SmackDown. They lose into the Shield. They get given them back due to, for whatever reason, the Shield having a forfeit. I don't remember what the reasoning there is. They lose those belts to the Usos on the road to WrestleMania. They're both in the Andre Battle Royal at the second WrestleMania that has ended up being won by, I want to say, Stardust, because it was all CPU at the time, baby! All CPU, nothing can go wrong. See, the people who are always, oh, your series should be all CPUs, they didn't live through the old universe. I did. I fucking did. I was there. And then Neville and Cesaro got drafted to Raw, won the Raw tag titles, lost them to Feed Me Woo, the team of Zack Ryder and Ryback. Went their separate ways. Cesaro won the US title along the way. Neville just kind of went off and didn't really do much for a while. And then it gets good, Pierre, I promise. It gets good. It does get good. You just gotta bear with me, son. It gets good. I promise you, it gets good. And then let's see. It does get good eventually. He starts teaming with Sami Zayn, I believe. No. I'm a little ahead. A little ahead of myself right now. A little ahead of myself right now. He loses the tag titles with Cesaro. Cesaro's got the US title. Neville's kind of just doing his own thing. He's in the Rumble. Right? Yes, he's in the Rumble. WrestleMania comes and goes. I don't think he's there. He's on Raw again the following year. He's not at the third WrestleMania. No, because the third WrestleMania was Dallas, and he wasn't at that one. And then, in fact, I was the Ryder Push CBU thing? No, that's when I finally took over. I finally took over at that point. I took over in 2K16. Yeah, I took over in 2K16. After I took over with the first episode of 2K16. That's where I officially took over. No more CPU stuff. If I accidentally lost a match, I rolled with it, but that was it. But anyways, third WrestleMania comes and goes. He's not there. He wins Money in the Bank on SmackDown that year, while Roman wins on Raw. And Neville then gets traded to Raw after Reigns cashes in his Raw briefcase on the SmackDown belt. Neville has a match with Edge at... Is it Hell in a Cell? Maybe. Has a match with Edge. And then later in the night at Hell in a Cell, after Samoa Joe beats John Cena to keep the WWE title, Neville cashes in and becomes WWE Champion. He beats Samoa Joe at Survivor Series to keep the championship. He then turns... Let's see. He then goes on to have to defend the WWE title against Randy Orton at TLC, where he beats Randy Orton. He's teaming up with Sami Zayn. He turns heel on Sami Zayn in the road to the Royal Rumble, where he becomes the king of Monday Nights, the king of the WWE title, cheats to beat Sami Zayn here. And then the following month, at the Elimination Chamber, he loses the WWE title inside of the chamber to Edge. And then at WrestleMania, and that was to set up the main event of Edge versus Ryder for the WWE title, has a match with Sami Zayn that he comes up short in, if I remember correctly. Goes into Payback, where he is not on the card. And then he ends up going after the WWE title against Ryder at Extreme Rules, loses. Following month, he is in the Money in the Bank ladder match. You can tell here that 8-man matches had just gotten added, and so I wanted to throw 2 more random names in there. And so I threw in fucking Mojo Rawley and Goldust for some reason. This ladder match was way better in terms of who was in it. Drew McIntyre was DLC that year, so he got replaced with Rob Van Dam. But Neville doesn't win here. He doesn't win the Money in the Bank briefcase, but he goes on to have a pretty fun U.S. title match against Seth Rollins at Battleground. And that more or less is where his story ends, because he's walked out of WWE at this point. So a little more short and sweet, but that was kind of how his run went in the original series. 3-time tag champion, and a 1-time WWE champion. So, not the worst. Hold on, it's time for my favorite game of the week. Welcome back to Has WWE added anyone new to their roster this week? Do we have Ethan Page? Can I see Ethan Page? I do not see an Ethan Page. Can I see Guerrillas of Destiny on this roster page? I sure cannot. Oh, Jey Uso is trying to get into Money in the Bank. That's what's going on. Yeah, the Goldust push. I like Goldust a lot, so... I've always liked Goldust, aka Dustin Rhodes. One last OG series. Bray Wyatt. Okay. Alright. Okay. Here we go. So. Comes in, beats Dolph Ziggler beats Kofi Kingston for the Intercontinental title almost immediately out of the gate. Loses the IC title to Dolph Ziggler at Extreme Rules. No way out. Wins it back the next night. loses the IC title to Sami Zayn on an episode of Raw, is not at SummerSlam, is not in a match for it at Night of Champions either. Doesn't really do much for a little while, does Bray. He's just kind of around, is Bray. WrestleMania time, he is in a Beat the Clock challenge for the Intercontinental title. Wins the Beat the Clock, beats Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title for a third time at WrestleMania, loses the belt back to Ziggler the next night on Raw, turns face in the process because the game triggered a handshake. Bray then vanishes for a little while because I realized this isn't working. Took him off the show for a few months. He returns at Over the Limit to cost, which is after SummerSlam, month after SummerSlam, to cost Roman Reigns the WWE title to Daniel Bryan. Beats Roman Reigns at Hell in a Cell. Inside the Cell as well. Does Bray. Wins inside the Cell. Feuds with now WWE Champion Daniel Bryan, trying to win the WWE title. It is Cena, Punk, and Bryan against Bray, the Wyatt family. If Team Wyatt win, Bray becomes WWE Champion. The good guys win, which is fine, I guess. Bray starts his feud with Seth Rollins, beats Seth Rollins at the second WrestleMania, beats the Shield at Extreme Rules when Seth Rollins betrays the Shield. Bray goes on to, I believe, be part of the Money in the Bank ladder match. If not, doesn't really matter. Doesn't win the briefcase, obviously, at that point. And then he's not at SummerSlam, if I remember correctly. He just kind of vanishes for periods of time, which is kind of what Bray was. And then along the way, Bray goes on to win the World Heavyweight title from Randy Orton at Survivor Series. Yeah. Wins the World Heavyweight title from Randy at Survivor Series, loses via cash-in to Seth at the Royal Rumble after Bray has beat Kane, I believe it was, to retain. Bray then goes on to have a WrestleMania match, I think. He loses his rematch inside Hell in a Cell for the gold in a number one contenders match. And I believe at WrestleMania Dallas, he has a match. He's got to be on the card, right? He's got to be on the card. There's no way he's not. I wish I still had these old matches. If I went back far enough in my conversation with Ray, I could maybe find them. I will look real quick. While I'm trying to figure it out, I will scroll my old files with Ray. Well, I guess I will not, because Messenger has decided there are no media files in my conversation with Ray. Wait, hold on. I think they're finally loading. But if he was doing anything at WrestleMania 3, it wasn't anything worth noting. After that, he kind of goes away again, has the feud with AJ into SummerSlam. He gets a win over Triple H at one point randomly. And then what happens after that? He beats Triple H between AJ and Triple H's matches because of AJ Styles getting involved. And then, let's see, I'm going to go back into the completed events at this point. I believe he was just in the Rumble. Let's see, hold on. Was he at Survivor Series? Because Survivor Series is the last thing I got on here. He was not at Survivor Series. Was he at TLC? No. Well, actually, he was. But he was just in the corner of Harper and Rowan as they failed to defeat the Ascension for the tag titles. Bray, I believe, was then in the Royal Rumble, which sounds correct. Yes, he was. The graphic design was my passion back then, if you couldn't tell. And then at the Elimination Chamber, he was most certainly not even on the show, was Bray. And then at WrestleMania, I remember, he and Matt Hardy eliminated one another in the Rumble. They had a WrestleMania match before Matt was even back in WWE. Bray won that. Bray went on to win that matchup over Matt Hardy. And what did Bray do with that? He started facing off. He started feuding with Finn Balor, and Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt fought John Cena and Finn Balor on this show. And I don't remember why there wasn't a third guy on either side, but there wasn't. Yeah, Bully Ray was there. Bully Ray was certainly there. Broke up the Dudley Boys. Had him kill Devon at WrestleMania. Bully went on his own for like a month. But yeah, uh, Bray feuded with John Cena, apparently. Bray won this match. I remember that. Bray wins that match. And then at Money in the Bank, Bray and Finn are both in Money in the Bank, which is won by Finn. Finn wins Money in the Bank. And then it goes into Battleground, where Bray and Finn have a match, and Bray wins. And then Bray is like, come on, Finn, I know that's not the best you got. Bring me the demon. And then Bray beats the demon. And then after Bray beats the demon, Finn is like, well, I can't have that now. I'm going to bring back the Hardy Boys. And he brought back the Hardy Boys. And the Wyatt family won this match. And then Hell in a Cell. One more time. Finn and the Demon and Bray in the cell. Finn finally gets a win over Bray. And then after that, I don't think Bray was even on this show, which is kind of fine. This show was weird. This show was very weird. I mean, look at this match graphic. This show was very weird. Overall, this show was just very weird all the way around. Thank you, Daryl. And then after that, Bray and the Wyatts fought the Shield on this show. And after that, Bray's next thing of note would have been being a main player on Raw in that season. And in that season, Bray would have been a main player on Raw. Would have been the one to injure Kevin Owens. Would have beat Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And this is actually a story I've never told before. I really thought this was a cool idea. Braun Strowman was going to be on a rampage as the Universal Champion until Bray Wyatt became number one contender. And Braun would just, anytime he was trying to get ready to throw a punch, just would freeze up. And he couldn't figure out why, but Braun couldn't figure out why, but anytime he tried to hurt Bray, he just kind of froze up. He had been conditioned through the Wyatt family cult that you don't lay a hand on Bray Wyatt. And so Bray would have squashed Braun to become Universal Champion, and Braun would have fallen back into the role of the Black Sheep and been Bray's enforcer while Bray was Universal Champion. And Braun and Bray would have won the Raw tag titles. Now, I shouldn't talk too much about this because I kind of want to try and convince Ray to let me do this in like a retro series at some point. I'm kind of so this is kind of the mindset I'm in nowadays, right? With the retro series. If it turns out that WWE is buying TNA. Oh yeah, Joe versus Taker was the thing that happened. That No Mercy show as well. Taker won that, by the way. Taker held the world title until the Rumble where he lost to Brock. And the WrestleMania match that year would have been Taker versus Balor. It was going to be billed as Taker's retirement. But yeah, I really like the idea of Bray. So here's where I'm at right now, right? I kind of feel like there's a lot of rumors going around that TNA might be merging with WWE. Like they've just had some back office people go away. They have no live events scheduled through August. Like the first week of August is their last set of live events. Normally they are like 6 months out with this stuff. There could be something brewing with WWE and TNA. And if that's the case, if TNA just doesn't get very good views anymore, like it hasn't been in a while on Universe, and there's actually like a working, thank you again, Daryl, and there's actually something there with this working relationship. I'm almost willing to merge TNA and WWE and give the Retro series another shot, and just not do 2004 again for a while, do an era that I'm a little more familiar with. And I think 2017 would be a really fun time to do. Just maybe like, I don't know how I'd handle it. Especially like pre-brand split stuff. Well, 2017 would be a brand split. Like, I don't know. I'll talk to Ray about it. I'll see what Ray thinks, because I feel like there might be more legs with the, I feel like there might be more legs with just doing super indie show on Tuesdays of, NXT and A, and then Thursday being a retro show instead. And just like I could finally do my 2013 show and stuff like that. Oh, I'll talk to Ray about it. We'll see. I also think that just the time period we were doing in the retro series didn't really work as well. We were doing 2004, and there just wasn't much interesting to work with there. Like, we had we had Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle and The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Those four are fantastic. But other than that, I had John Cena in the mid card, and that was about it. And then I had JBL to work with. So, honestly, Bully Ray mentoring Corbin could have been fun in the OG series. That could have been fun. Holy shit, we got Braun and Ilya next week. We got that next week. That's insane. Oh, man. I guess the main event's coming up. Ray versus Damien. I'm sorry, Rey Mysterio just still doesn't do it for me. What else did you do with Corbin in the OG series? Priest might have woken up the Eye of the Demon tonight. Well, we'll find out. This should be fun. But what else did I do with Corbin? So Corbin came in on an undefeated streak with Paul Heyman in this corner. He was a Paul Heyman guy. Uh, he was a world beater. It wasn't like, oh, Corbin's on an undefeated streak against fucking Heath Slater. It was no, Baron Corbin was on an undefeated streak against Roman Reigns, and that was kind of just where he was for a while. And he ended up aligning himself with Seth Rollins. Got his first loss at the Royal Rumble against Roman Reigns. Was in the final three of the Royal Rumble. Final three of the Rumble. Honestly, should have won it. Like, it should have been Corbin wins the Rumble and faces Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That's what it should have been. That's what the story should have built to. And if I could go back and change it, that's what I would do. And, I wish, man, if I had, like, the ability to go back in time and I could only change things about my YouTube career. Like, I can't go back in time and fucking, stop tragedies and stuff like that. I can only go back and I can only do things differently in my YouTube career. First of all, I would have saved up my allowance and got a fucking screen recorder sooner. Second of all, I would have taught myself. I would have gone back in time and taught myself to hit the fucking share button twice on the PS4 instead of using a fucking camcorder pointed at the screen. In fact, hold on. Instead of for the first 3 years of the channel of the universe mode, using this fucking camcorder, this specific one. This is the camcorder, by the way. Pointed at the screen like this on a tripod where it was like, it was always slightly like this, like slightly angled like that. So every bit of gameplay was slightly like this, and you can see the edges of the TV. I would go back and first of all teach myself to just fucking screen record on the PS4. I'm still upset at myself about that all these years later. Does this camera even work anymore? We're about to find out. If I don't even have a way to charge it. Never mind. Um, Second of all, I would rebook everything. Like I would just handle it all very differently. But anyways, yeah. So I'm still very bitter about that. But yeah, Corbin was in the final two of the Rumble with Cesaro and AJ Styles. The final three, should have won it. Fought Kane at WrestleMania. Beat Kane. Had the Seth Rollins feud. After that, what did he do after that? He didn't really do anything after that. Unfortunately, he didn't really do anything. Oh, he feuded with Braun Strowman. This was when Braun Strowman was new and like undefeated and all that. Like no one had been able to pin Braun. So Corbin and Braun had a WrestleMania match, the original Big Trucks match, really, where Corbin became the first person to ever beat Braun. Corbin challenged Brock for the World Heavyweight title at Money in the Bank. Lost that matchup. Very awesome match. The finish to that matchup was actually really cool because that was the year they introduced the secondary reversal, 2K17, where they introduced the secondary reversal. And so Brock hits the secondary reversal to the end of days. And then swings Corbin around into the F5 for the win, which was really cool. After that, though, Corbin didn't really do much of note, is the only way I can really think to put it. Like, I'll pull up the logos, because I don't remember too much, but, like Money in the Bank, he had the Lesnar match. After Money in the Bank at Battleground, he just wasn't on the card. SummerSlam, I think he wasn't on the card again. No Mercy, again, don't think he was on the card. Hell in a Cell, he was in the triple threat with Rollins and Rusev that Rusev won the U.S. title in. And then Survivor Series. Oh yeah, he would become the hitman for whoever was in charge of Raw. For the life of me, I can't even remember who was in charge of Raw. Oh my god, I just saw something. So he would become the hitman for the whoever was in charge of Raw. Would be the AOP and Corbin against the Shield. The Shield won this. And then this is crazy. This is 2018, mind you. In 2018, I did this match before it became a thing in real life. And I'm sure Kurt Angle probably won that. And then that was as far as Corbin's story went. I don't really have anything else there. He wasn't handled poorly, at least. He wasn't handled as bad as other people. Aside for Ethan Page of WWE. Same here. All right, you know what I'm going to do in this last little bit of Raw? Well, first of all, I'm going to upload a corrected version of NXT because I'm a fucking idiot. So, first of all, I'm going to upload a fixed version of NXT. So, members, it's going down for a little while. Going to upload a fixed version of it. because I cannot believe I did that. That's the second time this month I've done an editing error like that in an episode, too. Fortunately, no one else is going to ever see it other than the 3 members who watched the early access, but still. Doesn't mean I don't feel a little dumb. All Ego should be fun in NXT. Wonder what he'll do in LS11. Go, and now that'll be uploaded in like an hour. So cool. So what I was gonna say is now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish editing the first round of Flash Fury. Because I haven't done that yet. I have 3 matches left to edit. I'm gonna try and do those tonight. I'm almost done. I have 3 matches left to edit. I have got... Is that R-Truth and Ludwig Kaiser? I can't tell from here. Yeah, that's one of the matches. Ludwig Kaiser against Awesome Troops R-Truth in this first round match. You guys are going to hear me talking in the background a little bit here while I go through and edit this, because I got to do that. I got to cut this down to 1 minute. That is the one thing I've not enjoyed with Flash Fury. Like, I've enjoyed... There's a lot I have enjoyed with Flash Fury, but the thing I haven't is having to cut these matches down to just 1 minute. I'll let him do his toy hunts. They let Gargano do vlogs. Zach, they're pretty relaxed on who they let on letting people do content nowadays, and like doing extracurricular stuff. So I think it's fine. I mean, Chelsea Green literally uploaded a toy hunt video, so. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. And Gargano streams on Twitch every week still. I think Zelina doesn't anymore. But what it's kind of just become with Flash Fury is I edit out like the dead silent parts and the transitions between certain parts where like there's just nothing of note going on, like just dodging and stuff. Or like someone walking to the other side of the ring. I usually just cut that stuff until I get down to like just a minute of footage. Because otherwise there's just... The hardest part is when matches go really long. This match is only 2.5 minutes, but like... Some of these matches, you know, it's a 5-minute time limit, so like... It does almost hit that full minute mark, or that full 5-minute mark, and so then, you know, I'm cutting 4 minutes of footage, and so cutting 80% out of a match is easier said than done, because like a lot of stuff that happens in 5 minutes. I think this should get it though. There we go. It's 1 down, 2 to go. Wonder with him signing with WWE, what does that mean for his promotion? Alpha 11? I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. So apparently Jake Hager, Arn Anderson, and Mark Henry all left AEW today. Which I'm not really shocked. Like, we're kind of to a point now where there's so many people that got. It's kind of like WWE was in 2019. It's kind of like how WWE was in 2019. They just. So many people were signed that eventually contracts are going to start expiring. Like I've said it a million times, I'd rather someone's contract expire and they know for like months ahead of time, like, yeah, we're not gonna re-sign you once the contract is up. I'd rather they know that than just randomly get a call one day. Yeah, sorry, just not in the budget to keep you around. You're gone. I'd rather someone's contract run out than them get released always, because at least then they've got a heads up. All right, Kofi Kingston and Dexter Loomis is the next match. I got to turn 2 minutes and 55 seconds into. Got to turn this into a minute. Somehow I got to trim 2 full minutes of content out. Is this Swagger WWE return? No. No, I did not. Out of those 3, he is the least likely I see returning to WWE. I think Cody will try and get Arn Anderson back in. At the very least, they will get Arn in on a Legends deal for that 4 Horsemen money. I think Mark Henry gets brought back on a Legends deal. I do not see a Jack Swagger WWE return, though. I just simply do not. I see him going TNA if I see him going anywhere. Hager could probably also go back to focusing on just MMA again, is my assumption. I think it's more likely he just goes back to sticking with MMA full time, or he goes to TNA. One of those two. I don't see a WWE return. Could be wrong. Yeah, I'm just gonna fake Eric Bischoff. I'm just gonna delete that. I don't care if you don't like how someone books. I don't joke about people dying, especially through those memes. I've got some bad family history with that. Oh yeah, when the debate with Jarrett and Ali, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I probably could have done more with it, but it's alright. I did what I could. I will admit that when Joe Hendry was like, "This is stupid," that was genuinely just me going like, "This is stupid." Like, this is a dumb segment. One more to go. Almost done with round one. One to go. Only match I got left is game changer right there. Okay. Only match I got left is Bronson Reed No Moss. Final first round match. First round, the Speed Championship tournament. We'll pick right back up with the championship tournament. Round two begins in our next episode. Oh yeah, Double J and Jarrett this week. Reaction that Jarrett was revealed as the person hosting it was funny. Yeah, that was what I was going for. Was just a, like, are you serious kind of thing. No, I cannot. I cannot escape him. Faces the gargantuan. The big trucks is gonna eat the little trucks. Faces the gargantuan. In the first round, in the final first round match of the final first round match of the Flash Fury tournament. And good night, Rey Mysterio. Alright, I'm essentially gonna finish editing this Flash Fury match, which shouldn't take me long. Shouldn't take me too long. I mean, it's just two big guys doing power moves. So most of what I'm cutting is just walking around. If Jared's gone, then you relax, and all of a sudden you hear My World. Yeah, pretty much. That's my life in the Let's Live in universe, though. So there's almost a minute of the Bronson and Omos match that is just setting up a spot. I was like, this matchup, this footage is over 4 minutes long. How do I cut this down to just one? Oh, if I just cut out these big guys walking around and just setting up spots and just put the spots in there, it's about a minute. There we go. All right, cool. I'm going to finish editing this. I got 30 more seconds to cut from it, and then I'm good to go. Where was Dom during the attack? I didn't even see that. Finn hates love. Yeah, pretty much. Unless it's because Finn is in love with Liv. Not even gonna. That's all I've gotten from this episode of Raw. That and Chad as a massive manipulator. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, there we go. Flash Fury is officially done with its first round as of right now. I finally edited the first round. Does that mean I still have 8 round 2 matches to go? And 4 round 3 matches to go? And 2 round 5 matches to go? Yes, that means I've still got, I've still got like 13, 14, I've still got 12, 13, 14, 14 matches to go. I'm going to cut it really close to WrestleMania. I'm going to be cutting it so close. I could see Jay being in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Yeah, yeah. I think that's what he said he was going to do earlier tonight. That's what he was saying he wanted, was the Money in the Bank ladder match, I think. I wasn't paying, like, too much attention, I'll be honest. Okay. Yeet in the bank. Okay, cool. I need to go for the night because I need to go to bed because I falling asleep at the wheel over here, which is not good. I'm going to throw up an episode of Flash Fury. I got everything done now. All of round 2 is ready to go, which is awesome. We'd love to see it. You guys want, let's see, yesterday you got Woods versus Bate. Options for tonight are Waller and Ivar, Kofi and Loomis, Truth and Kaiser. Those are 3 options because Bronson and Omos is guaranteed to be the final first round match. Going once. I'll let just whatever I see first, whichever of those 3 you guys want to see. Whoever says what they want first, that's what we're getting tonight because then I'm going to bed. Because tomorrow I got to come home and record TNA. And maybe SmackDown. We'll see. Because I also have to do Waller and Ivar. Gotcha. That's what we'll do then. Waller and Ivar going up. There we go. Pop it into the Flash Fury thing. Suitability. It is safe for ads. It needs a related video. Just throw it to not the watch along, not this. Nope. Throw it to today's episode of Raw. I'll remember to do the truth match. I'll try and remember to make the truth match tomorrow, Zach. And then publish subscription feed off. And everything else should be good. It's good. That's good. Give it a recommended video again. Good. Public. What has errors? What are the errors? Right. Cool. Yep. All right, cool. That'll be up in like 2 minutes. I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm really tired. And we'll pick back up with more on Friday, streaming wise, unless I play something else in the meantime. Unless, I do like a Sonic Unleashed stream or a Mortal Kombat stream in the meantime. We'll see. Just kind of depends on where my day's going. But I'm going to record TNA and hopefully SmackDown tomorrow. And I'm going to try to make sure I get ARW out this weekend because I need to have that done. And we have, LAW on Thursday as well, the big tournament going down. Yeah. So,